Good morning, everyone. Today marks the day where I start treating the floor. I kind of did it in the last episode, but today we are gonna vacuum as much as we can out of the bad area over here, and then I got some rust converter that I'm gonna put over it, and I also have some metal that I'm gonna try to cut out and stick on top and actually seal it, and we'll go from there. Casey's got the windows going. You can see we're gonna get a little more light in here in a few minutes. Still got that window and part of that window. These windows gotta get cleaned up, but that's not a problem. That just happens. I worked on this a little bit just to see kind of like how well the new grinder head I got works really well. I can only do small patches at a time because my batteries run out real quick. That's the one issue with having a wireless grinder, is that you're kind of stuck if you run out of power. So it is giving me time to kind of look around and figure out what else I need to do, and we'll go from there. I did, however, buy a second battery for this because there's no crosswind. It's very warm in a bus, especially without AC. And yeah, it's just really warm in here. But making progress. I'm out of battery, so I can't really get into the deep groove stuff. You can see there's a spot there. I was hoping this wasn't as affixed, because when I was under the bus, this one looked like I could just take the hammer and pop it out. So when I get up under there here in a few, I will probably try to knock this piece out, because it's just a piece of aluminum, thin sheet metal, which I have some actual like steel I'm gonna put on top of that and that spot. So I've got plenty of steel. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not rusted through. So like that part right there isn't rusted through. So I think if I sanded it real good and cleaned it up, I have a JB Weld stick. I might just like line that, and then on the other side make sure it's sanded and rust reformed. This side, there's another spot. So I've got a few spots. This one, I'm probably not gonna be able to take. Sorry, I keep doing that. I probably won't be able to take this one completely off because he bolted it into the sidewall here, which eventually we're going to be taking these sidewalls off. I definitely can try to take the underbit off in the meantime, so I can see what kind of rust we're looking at. That's really the only thing that I need to be careful of. Those are the big rust spots in here. There's obviously some rust spots elsewhere on the bus that I won't be able to take care of. There are a few places I'd like to try to take the bus eventually. One, to get the transmission swapped out from a manual to an automatic, which sounds interesting. I'm sure other people are going to question that, but for our comfort and how inexpensive this bus was, I'm okay in the fact that we're going to be in it for a while. Multiple years is our hope. So we're going to be in it a while, so might as well, do something with it that we really enjoy. And so with it being a 1984, getting a new or rebuilt transmission isn't a bad idea to begin with, I feel. So having a recently worked on has a warranty kind of thing would probably be a good idea. And also I can, you know, have them check out the engine, make sure the engine's good to go, tune that up if needed, pop a automatic transmission in this thing, because I did look, and it's not as hard as I originally thought it would have been, because we were looking at automatics, but every time we went to go look for an automatic, it was sold. It got sold out from under us, or it wouldn't start, a bunch of weird conundrums there. Yeah, the other big thing that we have to do is, once we get everything out, we've got to sound dampen and soundproof as much as this is possible, because that's a big engine. It's a medium engine. Big engine. Anyway, it's a medium block. We need to make sure that we protect from a lot of the noise that comes from it, especially here and down here. So this whole area, the windows, we can't really protect against that, especially when we're driving. But we can take all this out, clean that out, make it look real nice, put, you know, a shelf up there or something, and then just sound dampen everything here. Same as the roof. So you can see he put a vent in, but there's nothing there. So I'm not sure if that was just a project that just didn't seem to go through all the way. How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah. A little different when it's in direct sunlight.
Yeah.
Not coming off as well.
Not really.
Yeah. We'll probably have to go through one or two more times to get all of this completely off. You can see the... Oh yeah. I see you now. You're probably, yeah, you're not left-handed. You're probably asking why I took that off. We're gonna have reflectings. We're gonna get some made for the windows. There's a huge schoolie group. There's a few of them that I'm a part of, and I'm just gonna find out who they got theirs from, because some of these are not going to be here. They are going to get covered up. The windows are still going to be here, because I don't want to modify that much of the bus. The windows are just going to be there, but we're going to board them up with insulation and stuff like that, so nothing can pass through. We'll probably also seal them up as well. That's just part of the plan there. So right now I'm waiting for this battery to go green so I can start using it, and we'll be all set. Okay, it has been several hours since I have recorded anything. I've had about 2 layers of rust converter, which it's looking so much better. It's much darker, obviously. I have to put, it's still not dry all the way. Let me get a good look here for you. So there's just a lot of rust right here. So I put the rust converter on it, just kind of like a blob. It starts out white and then dries black. Here is it currently. So I did go through and sand and try to get up as much rust as possible. You can see the rust is turning black. You can see, like, I don't know how well you can see, but some holes there, a hole there. Overall, not terrible. I want to try to get the floor as good as possible before moving on to taking this and the walls off. We're also not trying to rush through it. I myself today have not been feeling great because of how hot it's been. So just taking it one little bit at a time. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Roscoe Bus has windows, y'all. We finally got almost all of it except for that, which we're okay with leaving those for just a moment. Casey is working on fine tuning and just cleaning all the little bits of everything off, and I am busy patching rust holes. So as you can see, I've got I took off the old aluminum. It's real thin, just not great, and I cut out some new steel, and basically I used a Loctite construction adhesive. I cleaned it and then hit it with a primer, rust converter primer, glued on the metal. I have bricks laying on it to keep it in place, and then I got this gap stuff and I sprayed around the gaps in it, so that way I have it's all good to go. So that's just going to sit there for a while. That is one patch. I have to pull this up, this up, this up, and that one up next. As you can see, I haven't put any more rust converter down yet. I am going to put another one once I get down and get this off and this off, and try to get that one off, which honestly, once I got part of it cut up, I was able to yank it and pop all those tiny little half rivets. He didn't actually rivet anything in, so that's cool. So that's gonna make my job a little easier. I just gotta get up under it first. I got some tin snips there. I am waiting for my delivery because it actually has a sheet metal nibbler attachment for my drill, which would make this a whole lot easier because it's just it has that much clearance, and will make this a whole lot better. Also, sorry about the extra noise. I had to have a fan out here and I have to have it going. Otherwise, there is no movement of air in this bus. Absolutely none whatsoever. And so even with all the windows open, a breeze could be happening all around us, but for some reason it does not come into the bus. So we are just kind of using our little bedroom fan, which is not little, it's a big old box fan, but still, that is 100% needed right now, because even with the sun not being out and it being a lot better, it is not a lot better. So, back to it. All right, update. Got more flooring out, some more rust. Oh well. Casey is putting up the windows because we're done for the day. I did not show this process. I apologize, but I just didn't. But I got this done, and I've got that one done. I'm letting it sit overnight, and then we took. Ooh, there we go. We took more down. Look at that. There's some rust, but not bad. I will probably turn this beast on tomorrow and see what power is going to this and see if I can delete the power going to it so I can seal that up. And then there's rivets that I need to try to drill out, unfortunately, which thankfully not too many to drill out. There's not a whole lot. I'm really hoping that when we pull this ceiling, we don't get any rust. There is stuff that he did put on the roof that I'm very sure that he didn't touch. But we're making progress. Yay! All right, we're inside, we're cooling down, and my package finally arrived. Boom. This thing is gonna make life so much easier. It is basically a little like metal nibbler. So it uses this area to slowly cut its way through metal to make it a little easier. So if we have rust, we can actually cut some of that out and make it really nice, and make it a lot easier and less gross looking. It's a new day. We are back in the bus. I did not record, but I just wanted to make sure it was working okay. But look at that! I got it sealed up. I got this one nice and sealed up. I'm gonna be working on this one. So this is kind of what it looked like before. It's got the rust converter stuff on it, so don't worry about that. But that's kind of what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. As far as I know, this is a bunch of like small ones that he just put a giant sheet over. So we're going to be pulling that up.
Oh, it's going. What's she doing?
I'm cutting metal.
Ooh.
As straight as I possibly can.
Wowee.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a danger corner. But all the corners are danger.
Yeah, pretty much. Every corner is danger. Can I have the hammer, please? It should be right over there.
Hammer! Hammer. Hammer?
What, over there?
I gave it to you while you were over here.
Is it in the seat?
Is it in the seat? Yes, it is. Buffo.
Bam!
So buffo.
Let's get the passion.
Don't fall out. Musical instruments now, huh?
Yep. Okay. I need the Loctite behind me. Swap this duder out.
Ooh. Ooh.
I need
Didn't use as much as I thought you would.
Thanks.
Blip.
I need skizzers.
Fight. I don't like it when the screen goes dark, and then I can't see where I'm pointing.
All right, we're calling it quits for the week. It is, hold on,
A smudge?
a little smudge. We've done quite a bit. There's a lot of like old rusted screws that we can't get out. We got this though, and some of you may be like, wow, that's a lot of rust right back there. Well, as you can see right there, there was a screw or a bolt for some reason to the outside world, which, as we know, water will find a way. Same thing with back here. We got all that finally taken down. As you can see, we're slowly working that screw stripped. Got that patched, which is lovely. But you can see the water was getting in through the lights on the outside, which we are going to be removing. We don't need them. There's absolutely no reason for these lights. These are the flashers for everyone to see, so there's no reason for them to be there. Been working it for a couple hours trying to get all this stuff done. Got the floor, part of the floor patched. That's drying still. Tomorrow I'll probably come out and patch, but that will be for next time. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.